she's getting dragged harder than ever. But somehow she's still winning, and that's what has people completely confused right now. Because what started as a simple red carpet appearance turned into one of the most intense online pile-ons we've seen in a while. And yet, somehow, she's still at the center of the conversation, still trending, still pulling attention from every direction. So now people are asking one question. Is Mikayla actually the internet's biggest target right now? Or is she playing this whole thing smarter than anyone realizes? It all started with what should have been a big moment. The Hannah Montana 20th anniversary event wasn't just some random influencer party. This was a full-on production, hosted by Alex Cooper and tied to Disney+. Getting invited alone already says something. It's a signal that you've crossed into a different level of relevance. And Mikayla showed up ready to document everything. She posted a full "Get Ready With Me," walking through the makeup, the outfit, the vibe she was going for. You could tell she was trying to lean into the theme, trying to make it fun, nostalgic, something people would enjoy watching. But even in that stage, something felt slightly off. She admitted herself that the look didn't fully come together the way she imagined. And online, people picked up on that immediately. At first, the reactions were mixed. Some people liked it, some didn't. Nothing too crazy. But that didn't last long, because the second she stepped onto the carpet and started doing interviews, everything shifted. During one of those red carpet moments, she casually mentioned that she was dating her high school sweetheart again. Just a small detail, nothing dramatic. But somehow, that became the trigger. Suddenly, the conversation stopped being about the outfit and turned into her personal life. People started digging. Questions started popping up. And just like that, the tone of the entire situation changed. And this is where things got messy fast. The internet went into full detective mode. People weren't just watching anymore. They were analyzing, breaking down every angle, every clip, every photo. One detail in particular became the center of everything: her side profile. People started comparing red carpet footage to her usual videos, claiming she didn't look the same. Edits started circulating. Zoom-ins, screenshots, side-by-side comparisons. And the comments? They got brutal. Not the usual light criticism. This felt different. It felt targeted. It reached a point where she had to turn off comments on multiple posts just to escape it. And that alone tells you how intense it got. But here's where the situation took another turn. Even people who didn't like her started saying this went too far, because this wasn't just opinions anymore. It started crossing into something way more personal. And that's when other creators stepped in. Brianna Chickenfray was one of the first to speak up, basically calling out the entire situation. She made it clear that whatever people think about Mikayla's content, attacking her appearance like that didn't sit right. And that opened a whole new conversation. Because now it wasn't just about Mikayla anymore. It was about how far the internet goes when someone becomes a target. Then Trisha Paytas added fuel to the fire. She came out defending Mikayla too, saying straight up that people were reaching and that Mikayla actually looked good. And when someone like Trisha steps in, you already know it's going to bring even more attention. Now the situation wasn't just trending. It was splitting the internet into sides. People arguing back and forth, debating whether Mikayla is misunderstood, fake, overhated, or just part of the game. And right when it felt like things couldn't get more intense, Mikayla responded. And this is the part that changed everything. Because instead of brushing it off or ignoring it, she addressed it directly. She talked about how she avoids showing her side profile because of exactly this kind of reaction. She admitted she already knew how people would respond. And the way she said it, it hit differently. It wasn't defensive, it wasn't sarcastic, it felt real. She even said straight up that she doesn't see herself as attractive and asked people to stop pointing it out. And that moment shifted the tone completely. Because now it wasn't just drama anymore. People were seeing the impact in real time. But just when everything started getting heavy, something unexpected happened. At the same event, Mikayla ran into Tana Mongeau. And if you know their history, you already know this wasn't random. Tana has joked about her before, questioned her, even hinted that some of Mikayla's moments might be intentional for attention. So naturally, people expected tension, awkwardness, maybe even subtle shade. But that's not what happened at all. Instead, they filmed together, joked around. The vibe was surprisingly normal, almost friendly. And that confused a lot of people, because online everything always looks way more dramatic. But in real life, it didn't match that energy at all. And that's when people started questioning things on a deeper level, especially when old clips of Tana resurfaced. Clips where she was openly wondering if Mikayla knows exactly what she's doing, if certain moments are said in a certain way on purpose, to get people talking. And suddenly that idea started spreading again. Because when you look at everything together, it's hard to ignore. Think about it. She shows up to a major event. The look sparks conversation. The interview adds another layer. The backlash explodes. Big creators step in. She responds emotionally, then links up with someone who's previously questioned her. And turns that into content too. Whether intentional or not, it keeps her at the center of attention the entire time. And that's why some people are starting to see her differently. Not just as someone constantly caught in drama, but as someone who understands how attention works. And then there's this small detail that made everything even more interesting. People realize that Mikayla and Tana are basically the same age, same year, same month, just days apart. And that sparked a whole different kind of conversation, because now people are thinking, if things had gone slightly differently, could they have ended up in the same circle years ago? Would they have been friends earlier? Would their paths have looked completely different? And suddenly the story isn't just about drama anymore. It becomes about timing, positioning, and how close these worlds actually are. So now everything comes together. The event, the backlash, the defense, the response, the unexpected collab, the speculation. And what makes this whole situation hit differently is that it doesn't fall neatly into one category, because two things can be true at the same time. She can be genuinely affected by what people are saying and still understand how to turn attention into momentum. She can feel the pressure and still play into the moment, and that's why people are so divided. Because at the end of the day, it leaves one question hanging. Is Mikayla just really good at handling chaos when it comes her way? Or is she quietly controlling more of the narrative than people realize? And depending on how you see it, your answer probably says more about how you view the internet than it does about her.